In this video, I'm going to share with you in 15 minutes how I replaced power steering pump, high pressure power steering line and power steering reservoir on Dodge Grand Caravan, Dodge Caravan. Let's get started and clean up first as well. Guys, if you're first time to the channel, please subscribe and click that notification bell. You won't miss any videos. Safety first. Block your wheels. Make sure your family van is not going anywhere. For the moment, popped your hood up, and under the hood 3.3 V6, 3.8, same way, and the power steering pump is buried. It wasn't much fun to do it, but anyway, we'll get it. And yeah, watch me doing, and I hope it will help you as well. Okay buddy, let's get started. I jacket up my van, put it on the blocks, and make sure it's safe because we need to go on race. Remove the tire, put it away, and disconnect the negative battery terminal. We want to do that, and undo the hose clamp at the intake, and disconnect the throttle hoses, wire lines, a bunch of things we need to disconnect at this point. And this part is pretty simple. Okay, air cleaner box, it all needs to come out. Undo that, remove the filter element, and disconnect that air filter tubing from the throttle body, mass airflow sensor, and remove the bottom part of the air cleaner box. Alright, now we're moving underneath, and we need to remove the belt, accessories driven belt, pull the tensioner, actually push it up and pull the belt out. I just use that type of lock and pliers, so adjustable wrench will do it. Anyway, easy as well. And check the belt for cracks. Cracks along the belt is not acceptable, across is fine. Alright, disconnect the feed line from the power steering because my system is completely empty. I don't need to empty it, but you probably should. And there is a bolt at the back of that power steering reservoir as well. Alright, place the rag, make sure, because some fluid might come out. As I said, just yeah, get that fluid out, but I don't need to do that. There's no fluid. Alright, I removed that reservoir. As you can see, there's on the back there's a bolt. Just break it loose and it will just slide right up. Alright, undo that supply line from the reservoir to the power steering pump. It was quite a bit of fight. Anyway, I did it. Remove that guy, and now disconnect all those wiring around the throttle body and pull it out because we need to get the access down to the pump. Alright, so remove that feeder tubing from the pump, and here we go. There is a pump. It's not quite lots of room there to work, and as you can see, there is a new pump and there is only 3 bolts. I also will put a link in the description below how to change the pulley on a power steering pump, Dodge power steering pump, and it will be another video, and check the description, and I will put a card as well. Alright, you need to rotate that pulley and align those holes with the bolts. And yeah, 2 bolts you can get from the top and 1 from the bottom. To get from the bottom, remove that water pump pulley, just lock that pulley and undo those 3 screws, and pulley won't come out, and you just drop it down, and that way you will have the room. Set your ratchet with the socket, and yeah, remove those bolts, small bite at the time. Well, it took me a while. I would say it's easier to probably replace the pump on excavator than on Dodge. Alright, there's a bolt and the 13mm deep socket, and it's only 3 bolts. Here we go. She's out. That's yeah, I think we're almost 1/3 through the repair. And I also disconnected the line down to power steering rack with a wrench. You can go with adjustable wrench and undo that bottom line as well. As you can see, that line we're going to replace as well. And yeah, keep watching, guys. Suggestions, critics, comments, all put down in the comment section below. Very appreciated your time watching. Alright, see that line? It's coming from the top, from the pump, down along that engine subframe where the rack mounted, and yeah, to the power steering rack on the passenger side. See those bolts, mounts, brackets, all that will be removed. And as you can see, where those two lines are coming to the rack, we need to disconnect that, but we'll get it done in a minute. Okay, let's go up and just put a new power steering reservoir and do something what's easy for a moment. And yep, 2 screws at the top and 1 screw on the back. Alright, that's installed. Connect that return line to the reservoir from the power steering rack, and yep, that's the kind of easiest part. I like it. Alright, now I see I installed the new pulley. Video will be in the description. Check it out. Card will be there, and we have three bolts. Yeah, this is a remanufactured pump, and it's sprayed with the black paint. Lubricate those bolts and make sure you can start them and do it like go by hand. Otherwise, those threads can be full of paint. Alright, 13mm deep socket, and you already started those threads. One bolt all the way down and up. Now we can place the pump back, and you align those holes. And yeah, rotate that pulley. Make sure holes on the pulley align with the bolts and the bracket, and yeah, that's kind of started by hand. It's why I said you need to start it bolts, try starting through them when pump is out. Okay, and you started bolts and tie them up with a wrench, and yeah, 2 from the top and 1 from the bottom. You can get it was pretty tight, and guys, sorry for the filming. Wasn't much room, was really challenging to make a video, especially in those tight spots, but alright. Put that pulley back, which we removed, tied those bolts, and yeah, we don't need to worry about that pulley anymore, and yeah, lock it with a wrench like that and tie those bolts. Make sure everything's safe. Alright, new high pressure power steering line hose is here, and brand new. That hose got punctured and start leaking. Alright, we need to get new O-rings replaced as well, and for that job find crowfoot sockets. You need them, because otherwise I don't see that's realistic to undo that power steering line from the power steering rack. There's like no way. Alright, there's new O-rings as well. Always replace those 2 cents O-rings. You don't want to do all this again if it will start leaking. There we go, and another one for the pump side. Put that O-ring, and we need to get a little bit of lubricant for the O-ring, and Dodge Chrysler recommends a power steering fluid as a replacement for automatic transmission fluid. Same automatic transmission fluid as you're using for your gearbox or using for steering pump, and that's what's recommended. Alright, that's the setup. 3/8 extension with a crowfoot socket. Get there, and we need to remove upper line prior to get access to the bottom one, which we're replacing. It takes time. Just yeah, don't rush it. You will get it. I know it's just like 1/16 of the turn at the time, 1/8 in the best, but it is what it is. Alright, just keep doing it and see. I got it. And yep, upper line is disconnected. Now we can get to the bottom one, but that's a way to do it. Is only one. And look at that black o-ring. We'll get that o-ring replaced as well. And now we have a good access and just enough room to get to the bottom one. Okay, I bended a heat shield. Just give me a little bit extra space for my ratchet. Very tight spot, and well, you can do it. And it took me a while to get them out, probably like 15 minutes for 2 of those. And see, I broke that fitting loose, and as soon as it's loose, you can actually get it with your hand, and I hope you can, and undo the rest. Here we go. Line is out. Well, and the thing with those lines, when you will go and start putting them together, make sure that fitting is aligned to the hole and it can be threaded properly. Oh boy, line is out, and we're ready for the installation process. And I would like to share with you one trick which I was using, and I hope it will help. And as you can see, this line is identical to that new one we got. Just always compare. And it's a snow already. And put that plastic bag over the end of the line, because it will go through the dirt fitting it from the top, and it's all like greasy, dirty. You don't want any dirt and or contamination get inside the line on fitting threads, or even on that o-ring, or lose the o-ring. And I put a bag on another side as well, if you feel comfortable or you want. And we'll start from the pump all the way down, and we'll start placing a line. And that's the way it's possible to do, and I found it worked well for me. It took me a while, and as you can see, I already lubricated threads with the ADF fluid, and make sure you're coming straight with the line into that threaded hole, and align those threads, and started first couple threads by hand. Make sure it's not cross-threaded, and tied it with a wrench. Alright, as you can see, a line is getting there. I still have to look at that, how dirty that end, because you need it to go all the way through like a snake. Alright, I remove the bag. Everything's clean and no any dirt on threads, and o-ring is there. And started with your fingers and align everything and tied it up. Here we go. That line is in place. We got it. Well done, guys. And now time for the upper line at the power steering rack. And see that old rubber o-ring, and replace that guy. Don't take a chance. 2 cents o-rings, and put a new one. And another replacement o-ring came with a high pressure power steering line. The Dodge Grand Caravans, the same van. It's an awesome family vehicle, and if you maintain them, they will serve you well long years. Alright, put a new o-ring, and same way, try not to scrub anything, touch anything with the end of that line. You don't want any contaminations and dirt get in. And align the hole, align the line to the hole, and started the fitting. Alright, you see I done all those brackets, all the small things are attached and tied it up, and now we're putting that feed line to the pump from the power steering reservoir back. And under the hood is it's not too bad. It'll have more room than under the van. Alright, now we have that line back, everything's there, and we'll start refilling power steering system. Put the automatic transmission fluid, fill it up a little bit above the full mark, and let the fluid go down to the pump. And yeah, we still have our front raised up a bit, and that will allow air to escape faster. Okay, fire up your vehicle, and yeah, let the pump turn. It has some fluid already. It will make some squealing noise for some time, and yeah, let it run. Shut it off. See, fluid level has went down. I'm topping it up, and yep, you go and steer from side to side. Start your vehicle and turn your steering wheel from one end to another, left and right, several times. And I didn't like, honestly, that remanufactured pump, and after a while it's almost stopped making it to a squealing noise. And yep, because you can see fluid is circulating, it's coming from the rack and going back to the pump. And yeah, here we go. That's the way I did it. It worked well for me. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. This video is just a demonstration how I fixed the problem. And yeah, if you would like to support my small hobby YouTube channel, please go and watch more videos, that on top or that on the bottom, and please go and subscribe. See you soon, take care, and yeah, bye now.